commanded us to do, half the church don't even know what they are. You know what I mean?
Another thing, correct.
And I'm like, so how can you, it just doesn't make sense to me. I said, God tells us to do one thing, you telling me to do something else. You know what I mean? Y'all says do this, and what you tell me is completely contradictory to what he telling me to do. So
And this is what the Christian church did.
yeah, completely different. Like I'm like, and even when I was younger, I was saying, when I was younger, I grew up and I see the picture of Christ, and I always believed that. And as I got older and I read in Revelation, when they describe Christ, I'm like, how can you have that picture up? And you're supposed to be teaching from this book. And this book clearly tells us that that's not true. So how can you have that picture up there and preach to your congregation? And the Bible strictly tells us that's false. That's a lot of reasons why I came out. I said, I can't, this is going against everything I'm reading in the book. This is what they're telling me is going completely against that.
In the Christian church.
Right. And that's why I had to get out of there. I just had to. And when I started hearing about, you hear the brothers on the corner, and it was really, and they would give me scriptures or whatever, and then I would go home and I would look in the scripture. I'm like, yo, especially with Deuteronomy.
28.
Exactly. And I was like, why didn't nobody in the church ever tell me this? Like, you know what I mean? You knew, because you're a fan, you know it's in the book. So how could you not tell me that I'm God's chosen people? How could you not tell me that the reason why we're in the state that we are now is because our forefathers transgressed against Yah? How can you not tell me that? How can you just look over that and not, and you know and you know half the reason we're in this predicament is because we don't know. And you choose not to, you know what I mean?
Well, you know the church is a business. And they in it for the purpose of making money.
Right.
So, they're not going to tell you things. Why would I, as a businessman, tell you, who's my bread and butter, why would I tell you that the things that I'm selling you are no good for you?
Right.
If you coming in here faithfully, giving me food every week. Because that's what happens when you go pay your tithes and your offering. You actually are feeding the church and the church establishment to continue to move on. So why would they tell you the truth so you can stop feeding? Right. And you're going to look for somebody like me.
Right.
And I don't want your money. Take
right.
your money.
Right.
I'll give it to you for free.
And brother, I appreciate, I really do, because I'm yearning. I'm really, like, I'm seeking this knowledge, like, because it is, like, coming part of me every day. Like, I don't even, I used to be big rap fan, and I turned away from so many things because of this truth. You know what I mean? I'm just learning.
You've been in this truth for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
You partially left the Christian church.
Right, but I want to leave it completely.
But you got to leave the Christian deity alone. If you want to leave it completely, leave that Christian deity alone.
Mm-hmm.
Look within yourself and allow the Creator to speak to you from within.
Okay.
Then you pick up a book and you start your reading and researching. Other than that, you just fooling yourself. You're still holding on to the same ideals and idolatry that the Christian church instilled in you. Like, for example, let me give you a small example and just answer the question in all honesty. Okay. Close your eyes for me. When I say God, what do you see? Just tell me the first thing came in your mind when I say God.
You know what I was saying.
You're honest. What was it?
Yeshua.
Okay, there you go.
And
what color was he?
White. And I know that's false.
It's a fact. But I did this example to show you how entrenched inside your inward parts the Christian doctrine has been placed in you. So when I tell you to look within yourself, it's so that you can do a renewing from within before you can expound it on the outside. Okay. You have to look within yourself and clean up the filth that's on your inward parts before you can serve this king and give him anything. Okay. Because the Creator says that we worship him with our minds, with our hearts, but our mouths, we worship him with our mouths, but our hearts are far from him. Which means we talk a good talk. Right. But when it comes to us putting in the work and really loving this king like we're supposed to, many of us don't. Right. And you being new to this way, being introduced to the Creator, you have a wonderful opportunity that a lot of us didn't have. And what I mean by that is, this is an age now of information. An age like of the internet. See, we didn't have that back back in the day. We didn't have a lot of the things like we got now.
Right.
A lot of these sources, just like this, what we're doing right now, will be put on Facebook, put on Instagram, or put on YouTube, because we got YouTube channels. Wherever we put it, you will be automatically out there in the public, and if somebody else will hear your testimony and hear what you're saying and use that to help them to stand up. Before, it wasn't like that. That person had to actually come into your company, into your presence in some kind of way, or through a recording device other than an actual video.
Right.
See, the difference with videos and recordings is you can actually see what's happening simultaneously while it's happening. But with the recordings, we just have to hear and listen and feel a person's intensity through their words.
Right.
But here we have the opportunity to see the excitement. I'm sure these people can see how you feel about being introduced to the crib. And I'm sure they can remember how it was when they were first introduced. So the advice that I have for you is look inside yourself. Find those things that are not right, but how do you find those things? By living in truth. There is no way in the world, if a man walks up to you and smack you on one side, you're going to turn to the other side and let him smack you 7 more times.
Exactly.
This is what I mean by look inside of yourself. Because if you don't, you're still holding on to the Christian deity.
I have a question for you. Because I read I did another video yesterday because I was really, the Yeshua thing was on my mind. You know, it was really, because it was, I'm hearing, and then I'm hearing one thing and I'm hearing another, but it's really like, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a spiritual warfare within myself.
That's
right
what
now.
it is.
You know what I mean? Because I'm really trying to do, and it's like, I'm really, it's pulling me both ways, and I read, I did some studying yesterday, I forget what video guy it was, I forget, but he was telling us that the only Messiah that God promises was King David. And I wanted to ask you, what were your feelings on that? Because that's the same thing that the elder at Bethel, Temple Bethel had told me. And I wanted to know, being though you were more seasoned in the truth, what would be your feelings on that?
I want to answer your question like this. Because a person is more seasoned don't mean he have truth.
Okay.
Just because he's been walking this walk doesn't mean he's walking in truth.
Okay.
You have to test the spirit by the spirit. You have to go to the Almighty and ask the Almighty for direction and guidance before you put your trust in anybody, including me. You go to the Almighty tonight or today sometime when you're ready, and you surrender yourself to Him and you ask Him, is this where you're supposed to be? Are you supposed to be communicating with me? Because it may not be your time. I believe it is, and we just happen to bump into each other
I
on
believe
the
it
street,
is,
so
too.
maybe it is. But if it's not, you should do that with all things. All matters, always take to the Almighty first. And then if He says, or He gives you the understanding that this is what He wants, or you keep seeing the signs that this is where you're supposed to be, then that's what you do. Don't accept my word just because I'm saying it.
Okay.
And in Revelations about King David, David is David in Hebrew.
Right.
Which means my
that's what you
beloved.
were saying, right.
I haven't found any other scripture in the Tanakh, and the Tanakh means the books of the prophets plus the law and the Psalms. I haven't found any scriptures in the Tanakh that points to anyone other than David or the seed of David, which means the incarnation of his spirit back through his loins.
Okay.
So if you check his son, his son's son, his son's son's son, his son's son's son, all the way down to today's time, the one who has been chosen is the one who will deliver the house of Israel from his burdens.
Okay.
And that's as long providing he's on point, does what he's supposed to do. So yeah, it would be of the lineage of David and not any other character.
I really, when the guy really broke it down to me, and it opened my eyes a lot. It made me realize that maybe I am one, as far as what I was taught, as far as Yeshua as the Messiah. Because I really got into that video. I watched it once, and then I watched it again, and I watched it a third time. And he was giving me the scriptures that, when I was looking through my Bible, as he was giving me the scriptures, as you said, it says it clear. That David is, he's our king. He's going to raise up our king, and our shepherd shall be David. And that's what the scriptures say. And none of that did I see him say Yeshua in that? You know what I mean? I always heard him say, well, from the scriptures that I was reading was always that he would raise up a shepherd over his people, and it would be Yahweh. And that's what really, and it really touched me. You know what I mean? I think that was the Father himself just really trying to, because it really, it hit home. You know, it touched me. Like maybe I've been wrong all this time. Maybe that wasn't the only thing I was wrong about, but maybe I've really been wrong about this.
What happened in your life that would cause the Creator to choose you?
Well, see, my whole story is my dad, may he rest in peace, was a deacon, and my grandfather was a deacon, and so I was basically, from the time I was born, was raised in church, and I got baptized at a very young age, maybe about 8, and I was, by the blessings of Yah, I was filled with the Ruach when I was young. I mean, it was to the point where the older guys on the block, when I was about 10 and 8, man, you're going to be a preacher. Because I couldn't stop. It was shut up in my bones. When I was young, I couldn't stop talking about Yah. I couldn't stop talking about the Lord. It was just, it was in me, you know. And some of the things I seen in the Christian church when I got in my teen years just had me like, this is not, and it's not, you know, so I stepped away from that. And when I stepped away from that, I didn't have any guidance or whatever. I was young, so I got into the streets. I did a whole lot of stuff that I shouldn't be doing. I sold drugs, I beat people, I did all this old madness stuff that I know is madness now. But I always, even at that point when I got older, something was telling me to stop. So I pulled myself away from that. But I was still in the world committing sin. Not that atrocities that I was committing, but as far as like the food and, you know, not worshiping on Saturday. And I was still doing those things, but something always told me inside me that it's something, you're missing something.
Really?
It's something that, you know, it was like, I could feel God speaking to me like, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be in a Christian church. But you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing. And it's something, you're missing something. And I always felt that. And over the last maybe year or so, I would see the guys on the corner, and things they would say to me would strike me like a chord to my heart. You know what I mean? It was just, when they would say it, I was stuck. I couldn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't refute it, even though I didn't know, but it just felt right.
Truth is truth.
It just felt right. Even though I didn't know, it just felt right, you know, and when the brother told me, go ahead and read Deuteronomy 28. And when I read that, and when you look at that and then look at our people, there's no way that you can look at that, read it, and truthfully say that's talking about anybody else. There's no way. From what we've been through, it's just no way. And when I read that, I said, well, maybe this is it. This has to be it, because I'm feeling this truth. I always felt like I was missing something spiritually, and when I'm reading this stuff, it feels like y'all was just saying, come on, like he was pulling me, like, come on, you're almost there, but just come on, you know what I mean? You're on your way, and ever since then I've been studying and I've been looking on the internet, and it just feels right, man. It just really feels right.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who have a testimony pretty much like yours, but a lot of people are fighting the understanding of changing their lives to better themselves. The Creator gives you signs, He gives you warning, He gives you hints, but you don't want to stop. You continue to live that life that you're accustomed to, and that's a dangerous thing to do.
Right, I know.
A more dangerous thing to do is when you've already changed your life, and you know of the Creator, but then you go out in the streets again. That's even worse.
Right, and that's I'm not going that route. Like, brother, like I said, since I've been in this truth, I bought throws now.
Why'd you buy those?
Why did I buy these? Because from my understanding, it was like, well, I have one, and this one I bought because I go to a online store. It's one called The Seeds of Jacob. It's one called set apart clothes to Yah, and I have one throw in there with the fringes on it because I know we're supposed to wear the fringes. And this week I wanted to wear one because I felt as though if I was going to worship, I should go to worship how I'm supposed to. I should dress the part as well as live the part. You know,
So you dress that way every day?
I'm trying to because I'm just getting in the truth now. Like I said, and I have stuff on order now, and I have my cart filled up because I'm really trying to. I'm even bringing my soon-to-be wife into this. She's buying dresses now.
Where is she?
Well, she's in South Philly, but she's buying dresses now. She wraps her hair now. You know what I mean?
So she's accepting this.
Yes, she's accepting the truth. She's wrapping her hair. She used to love crabs. She doesn't eat crabs anymore. She doesn't eat lobster
She
anymore.
eat pork?
Never eat pork. None of that.
So she was Muslim?
No, she was Catholic. She was
But
Catholic.
she never ate pork?
No, because she didn't like it.
That's cool.
She didn't like it, but she liked the crab, but she never ate the pork. But she said something always told her. Now that was my problem. I was a bacon man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was a bacon man in the morning. I like my bacon, but
Most pork eaters do like bacon.
yeah, that was my problem. Like most bacon and pork chop. Anything else, ham and all that, I could just put to the side.
Yeah.
But you used to give me pork chop, I couldn't deny it. You give me bacon, I couldn't deny it. But then when I came in this truth, brother, I tell you, for the last 3 months, and I work in the kitchen. I'm a cook, so it was really hard for me to, because I smell the bacon all day. But I can tell you, and tell you with all honesty and truth, for the last 3 months, no pork has touched my mouth, no crab has
That
touched
you
my
know
mouth.
of.
Yeah, that I know of,
Okay.
because I know they mix stuff in
A
food.
whole lot of stuff.
Right,
that-
yeah.
That's
But
correct.
what my friend told me was he has an app that he's going to send me that you can actually put when you go shopping, put it on the food, and it'll let you know if pork is in it. It actually scans, like if you put it on the back of it scans it, and if it's pork in there, it'll, like a red light will come up and it'll let you know.
Make sure I get that.
Yeah, you can scan it and it'll let you know
That's a good app.
that it's pork in there. But I haven't, brother, because I know I walked away from the Christian church because I didn't feel it was right, but I feel this is right. And I know that this times that we're in, we have to be right. You know what I mean?
You said something very important. You said you feel this is right.
Yes.
Don't go off your feelings, man.
Okay.
Your feelings will deceive you every time. The Creator says, who can know the heart is desperately wicked above all things. Your heart is desperately wicked, means that your heart will deceive you.
Right.
Like how many times you thought you was in love with a girl?
True.
I mean, your heart was like, yeah, she the one.
True.
Yeah. And
True.
then next thing you find out, she's a prostitute or she's screwing your buddy or some old
Right,
crazy stuff.
right.
And she wasn't the one.
Right.
Well, how many times somebody in love with you, thinking that
And
you're the one,
I'm doing what I
and
love.
then you end up doing some crazy stuff. You'd be like, oh no, I thought he was the one. Your heart will deceive you.
Right.
So understand the truth of the matter. That's what you do. Weigh everything based upon understanding and truth and logic and reasoning. Just look, search, research, and more research. But above all, you always go to the Creator first and ask Him for guidance and understanding. And He'll lead you in the proper direction. And He'll tell you and show you what's best for you. That's what we have to learn to do, separate ourselves from the church.
That's another thing I'm planning to do, because I have land in South Carolina, and me and my soon-to-be wife, we plan on in the next 2 years going down there because, like the Bible says, be ye separate, so you won't come with the curses, and you won't be a part of the curses that He's going to bring down.
What are you saying? You plan on going to South Carolina?
Yeah, and
For what?
and just to get away from the inner city, just to be apart from the madness that's going on, like really. But I know that that's not going to save me. I know the only person that's going to save me is Yah. I know when Yah comes back, He's going to gather us from the four corners.
We have 170 acres
Mm-hmm.
in Sparta, Georgia.
Okay.
Community we're part of, Israelite community. It's called Goshen.
Okay.
And if you qualify, you can always move down there with us
Okay.
in a Hebrew Israelite community.
And that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want
That way
because
it'd be nothing but law all day.
that's what I want, because like the Bible says, we should come together and be apart from this madness, so we won't be a part of this. We're supposed to be, my understanding is we're supposed to be together and serving Him together and holding each other accountable together, so that way that we can be more accountable to Him. You know what I mean? And it's harder, Like I realized that it's harder for me just before I met you, just being alone. Besides, you know, my girl and I try to teach her as much as I can, as much as I know, but it's hard when you don't have people around you that's like-minded, that love the Lord as you do, and they want to do right by you. And it's hard when you're doing it by yourself.
I can see you've been through a lot of troubles, man.
Yeah.
In your life, you had a lot of troubles, a lot of things you might not even want to discuss. This person, true creator. But I feel your intensity, the seriousness with the kingdom, and that's a good thing. And that might be why he's trying you, because you're tired. You know, you're tired of what you've been through and what you've experienced in life, and you want to change. That's a good thing. Keep up the good work.
I'm trying, brother. I'm really trying. All I want to do now is serve y'all. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to be a part of nothing else.
Let me make something. Let crack a little joke, man. Crack a little joke, all right? Why you wear that little thing on your head? That little tiny thing on the
I know it,
falling off your head. Why you
because
wear that?
listen, I'm so confused, man.
What you confused about?
Because on one hand, I'm hearing I'm supposed to wear a yarmulke. On one
That's
hand,
a yarmulke.
yeah,
That's a yarmulke.
yeah.
That's the white man tool.
But see, I was so confused because some people tell me wear a yarmulke, some people tell me don't wear a yarmulke.
We wear kufis.
Yeah, and I have some in the house.
That's what you
But see, I thought if I went to the thing, I would have to wear one of these. Because when I went to Temple Bethel,
Yeah.
they had, all of them had on throws, but they had on the yarmulke.
And they Jewish.
Yeah, so.
They my brothers, I love them to death, but
Right.
their backing is of the Jewish persuasion.
And another thing that because when we went there, he said, the guy told me that, yeah, because our brothers in Israel, and I looked at him, and he said, why you look at me like that? I said, because, I said, I try not to subscribe to, they're the Khazars. You know what I mean?
We got a lot of brothers in Israel.
Well,
Our
I mean,
people.
yeah, I mean, well, the white
I
Khazars.
know what you talking about. That.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And he was like, well, don't say that because they kept our laws for us. But I'm saying, but they didn't keep our law, they actually stole our law. You know what I mean? They didn't keep it for us, they stole. So that's why I was telling him, because he was like, well, this, I said, well, I don't subscribe by that, because the way I know that we're the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when we had to flee Israel, they came in and took what we had, you know what I mean, and took it as their own, but they're not the seed of Jacob. As far as I'm concerned, Yah calls them synagogue of Satan. You know what I mean? That's I may be wrong, but that's how I, you know.
I can understand that philosophy, but Yah didn't call him, or the Creator didn't call him that.
Okay.
That guy that they say wrote that book in the Book of Revelations, he called him that.
Okay.
But you know, I wouldn't argue with that point. You know, I would
Right.
let that fly where it is.
Right. Because I just look at it like, and
European, they have proven
well, you know
themselves
what,
to be
brother?
who they are.
this won't be war again.
No, don't do it because I say it.
No, it's not
Do it because you understand it in your spirit,
and
in your essence.
And I did understand it, but it was just that I was so confused when I went there, and then I'm hearing this and I'm hearing that. It was like, because I was so kind of, I was, like I told you, it was like a spiritual warfare in me. Like I'm trying to learn so much, and it's so many people that's out here saying.
Let me give you a valuable lesson in this walk. Don't trust no man.
Okay.
Don't even trust me. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Trust the Almighty, and that's who you trust. If He doesn't put that in your inward parts, then you don't do it. Just because I say it don't mean a thing.
Well, then that means it wasn't in my. That's why it wasn't what I was doing this because I thought this was what I was supposed to do. It wasn't that I felt. It was what I thought. You know what I mean? It wasn't that I felt, because even when I wore it, I'm like, I don't think that I should be. But you know what I mean? But I said, well, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, because I'm new to this. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
You weren't wrong.
That's what I said. So maybe I have to. Well, I have kufis in the house.
That's what you should have on.
And that's what the will
If
be
you're
on.
going to wear something of our forefathers, then that's what you wear.
Yes, sir.
And when you have walked this walk for a period of time, and you become a man of honor, dignity, and respect, then you wear turbans.
Yes.
No Hebrew Israelite should be wearing a turban, except he go through a certain order.
Okay.
And that order is based out of Ben Zakane in New York,
Okay.
Brooklyn, New York.
I'm glad you told me that, brother, because I ordered, like I told you, my cart is filled up because I'm really trying to
You wear
change.
the turban,
I was about
you
to,
could lose your life wearing that turban.
and I'm glad you said, because I seen it, but you know, being though I didn't have the knowledge, and I just seen Hebrews wear turbans, so I didn't know the knowledge behind it, but I just figured that that's what I'm supposed
We
to
do.
wear.
We do.
Uh-huh.
But a man that wears that is supposed to be a man that's born blood and bled and lived and earned the right to wear a turban.
And I'm
Not
glad,
just because he want to wrap his hair up and look
Uh-huh.
good. No, he has to earn that right.
and I'm glad you told me that, brother. I'm glad. See, that's what I'm saying. See, y'all sent me walking by here for a reason, because you're opening my eyes to things that, because like I said, I seen the turban, and most I know that's what we're supposed to wear. Like I didn't know the meaning behind wearing a turban. All I knew was that's what we're supposed to wear. I'm Hebrew. I need to wear a turban. You know what I mean?
But it means that you're a chief man.
Okay. Okay.
In this culture, it means you're a chief man.
Okay. So now I have my kufi, so now I know I can wear my
You
kufis.
can wear your kufi.
Because I was even concerned about that, because I said, I know, because see, this is why I was like, I said, well, maybe, I said, the Jews was, even though I don't consider them the Jews, but I know they wore the, and all I could hear was the Muslims wear the kufi. So I said, I don't want to wear a kufi and then disrespect Yah because I have a kufi on. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give you a gift. These are my fringes, and I'll let you have your first pair of fringes other than the ones you ordered that you had on
Oh,
your
wow.
garments. I got some. Well, I get some more.
Thank you,
So
sir.
what you do is you put those on like I have them on my clothes.
Mhm.
You can wear these on your clothes when you don't have them already attached to your garments.
Brother, I'm humbled. I'm really humble. I really appreciate this, man. I really appreciate that. I'm just so glad that I happened to walk up the block when I did, because it's lonely, man. When you just by yourself. Well, I feel like I'm by myself and I'm trying to learn, and it gets lonely, man.
You ain't by yourself no more.
It gets lonely, brother.
You ain't by yourself no more. I pray that the Most High bless you with those.
I'm blessed just having them. And just having them from you just makes me feel blessed. Like you don't know what I'm feeling right now that you gave me these. I'm overwhelmed and I'm humbled, brother. I really am. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do.
I can feel your spirit, man.
I really do. I'm humbled, and this is like, I'm just loving Yah. So like I said, Yah will bring you the people that you're supposed to come to. It was no coincidence that you was out here with your dog, and I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't have been doing in the first place.
I would never tell you that if you was going to a house of worship.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were going to a house of worship, I wouldn't tell you not to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had been going to the store, or you
Oh
were
no,
doing
I
something
know that.
crazy,
Yeah, I
that's
know
a different
that.
story,
Yeah, I
but
know that.
any way that you can get this truth,
Mhm.
you get it.
Okay.
Any way you can get it, until the Most High elevates you to another level to be able to obtain it. So wherever, if that place worships in the Greek writings, in the book of the New Testament, we call them the Greek writings because that's who revealed it. It was revealed in Greek.
Mm-hmm.
If they worship that deity, the Christian deity, then if that's the best way you can get it for wherever you at in the time being, when you go, you ask the Most High for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
You get there, you get what you can get from them, and you get out. But
Okay.
you don't have to attach yourself to that Christian deity,
Okay.
because that's the problem.
That's what I told my mom, because she was in there, and I was telling her I'm going, because I'm trying to. You should see me, brother. I'm on the internet because I didn't know I was searching for just fellowship, just for somebody to talk to, just for somebody to help me along this path. And I've been searching. I've been on the internet, Israelite churches, Hebrew churches, just trying to find somewhere. And my mom, and I was telling my mom about certain places, and I was like, well, they don't say this. And my mom said, you know what you do? You go there, you take the meat, you leave the bones.
Your mother's trying to learn too,
No, actually, I'm teaching her.
so she's learning.
Yeah, I'm teaching her from what
What's your mom?
she's 63. And I'm just trying to teach, because she, like, when I, even when I showed her Deuteronomy, and I read it with her and everything, she said, nobody never told me this. And my mom been in church her whole life. You know what I mean? And she said, and like I said, she was on the Bible study team and trying to help the youth and all that. Like I said, my dad was a deacon, and she even said, even in all her years, nobody taught her about Deuteronomy 28. Nobody. That's what I said. It's just really
So you
crazy.
take one or two out of a household, and he brought you to him, so now maybe you can go back and teach the rest of your family.
That's what I'm trying to do. Because I sent my sister, she's starting to, but I see she's kind of, but I
She
sent her.
lives down there too?
No, she lives with her husband, but I send her videos every time I see him. I send her,
Do you talk to her husband?
yeah, I talk to him too, because I'm just, like I told them, I said, listen, I understand, but I said, I'm not, the way I feel inside is not me. I just feel like every time I talk about Yah, I feel it, I feel it, you know what I mean? It's just like I told you before, something was missing. And now that I'm coming into this truth, it's like I'm feeling like I'm being filled. Like like that part that wasn't there is like I feel like I'm being filled up, and it's something that I can't control. Like I mean, even at work, they be like this and that. Now I will talk about y'all all day. You know what I mean? Because I can't control it anymore. It's like I really feel like, you know, and I love y'all so much. I just want to do right. You know what I mean? I just want to do what he tells me to do. And do exactly what he tells me to do to the letter. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else.
That's cool. And I feel you. I accept what you say, but then you got to show it to the Creator. But He already knows what you're going to do, what you want to do. You just got to do it.
Right.
All right. So let's get into the book.
Yes,
Let's get
sir.
into the book.
Yes, sir.